If you book your 2026 trip to the wrong place, you're going to hate yourself. Because while everyone else is discovering spots that haven't been ruined yet, you'll be stuck in the same old tourist traps, wondering why your vacation feels like a chore. I spent the last 3 months digging through travel data, talking to industry insiders, and analyzing booking trends to find the destinations that are about to absolutely explode in 2026. And some of these places you've probably never even heard of. Look, every year there's those destinations that just take over. Everyone's posting about them, flights get cheaper, new hotels pop up, and suddenly it's the place to be. But here's the thing. By the time most people catch on, the magic is already fading. The prices have doubled, the crowds have tripled, and what made it special in the first place is gone. So today, I'm giving you the inside scoop on the 10 destinations that travel experts are quietly obsessing over for 2026. These are the places that are still under the radar, but won't be for long. And if you're smart, you'll book your trip before everyone else figures it out. Here's the problem with travel planning right now. You go online, you see the same recommendations everywhere. Paris, Bali, Tokyo, Iceland. Don't get me wrong, those places are incredible. But they're also packed, expensive, and honestly, a little played out. You want something different, something that feels authentic, somewhere you can actually explore without fighting through crowds of other tourists, doing the exact same Instagram pose at the exact same spot. But how do you find those places before they become the next over-touristed hotspot? That's exactly what this video is about. I'm breaking down the destinations that have that perfect combination of being accessible enough to visit, but still fresh enough to feel like you discovered something special. All right, let's get into it. Number 10, Albania. I know what you're thinking. Albania? Really? But hear me out. This country has been Europe's best kept secret for years, and 2026 is when that secret finally gets out. The Albanian Riviera is basically what Croatia looked like 15 years ago before everyone showed up. Crystal clear water, white sand beaches, ancient ruins, and food that'll make you question why you ever paid 30 euros for mediocre pasta in Italy. The cost of living here is ridiculously cheap compared to the rest of Europe. We're talking fresh seafood dinners for under $10, boutique hotels for $50 a night, and beaches that look like they belong in the Maldives but without the Maldives price tag. Cities like Berat and Gjirokastër look like they're frozen in time, with Ottoman-era architecture and cobblestone streets that haven't been turned into souvenir shop central. Yet. The thing about Albania is that it's been slowly building its tourism infrastructure without losing its charm. New flights are connecting it to major European cities, the roads are getting better, and locals are opening up guest houses and restaurants that actually care about the experience. But it's still raw enough that you feel like you're discovering it yourself. Get there before the cruise ships do. Number 9, Oman. While everyone's been flooding Dubai and trying to find the tallest building or the most expensive brunch, Oman has been sitting right next door being absolutely stunning and totally overlooked. This place has everything. Desert landscapes that look like Mars, beaches that rival the Caribbean, mountains where you can hike through ancient villages, and some of the most genuine hospitality you'll ever experience. Muscat, the capital, is this beautiful blend of modern and traditional. You've got the Sultan Qaboos Grand Mosque, which is one of the most beautiful buildings in the world, souks where you can buy frankincense and handmade silver, and a waterfront that's perfect for watching the sunset. But the real magic of Oman is outside the cities. Wahiba Sands is this massive desert where you can camp under stars so bright you'll forget light pollution exists. The Hajar Mountains have wadis, which are basically desert oases with turquoise pools perfect for swimming, and the coastal town of Sur is where they still build traditional wooden boats by hand. Oman is investing heavily in tourism for 2026 without going the Dubai route of building the biggest, flashiest everything. They're focused on ecotourism and cultural experiences, which means you get modern amenities, but you're not staying in a soulless resort that could be anywhere in the world. It's authentic, it's beautiful, and you can actually afford it. Number 8, Colombia. Okay, Colombia has been on the rise for a few years now, but 2026 is when it really hits the mainstream. And honestly, it deserves it. This country is massive and diverse in a way that most people don't realize. You've got Caribbean beaches, Amazon rainforest, Andean mountains, colonial cities, and coffee regions that look like something out of a movie. Cartagena is the city everyone knows about. The old town is gorgeous, the food scene is incredible, and yes, it's a little touristy now. But here's the move. Use Cartagena as your entry point, spend a couple days there, then get out and explore the rest of the country. Medellin is probably the coolest city in South America right now. The weather is perfect year-round, the people are friendly, there's an amazing arts and culture scene, and the food is next level. Then you've got places like Salento in the coffee region, where you can hike through the world's tallest palm trees and stay in fincas that grow the coffee you're drinking for breakfast. Or Tayrona National Park on the Caribbean coast, where jungle meets beach and you can hike to indigenous villages that feel like they're from another time. The thing that makes Colombia special is that it's not trying to be something it's not. The tourism industry is growing, but it's still very much a local experience. You're eating where locals eat, staying in family-run hotels, and getting around on transportation that's not designed specifically for tourists. It feels real. And in 2026, before it becomes the next big backpacker trail, you should go. Number 7, Taiwan. Taiwan is one of those places that should be way more popular than it is. You've got incredible food, some of the nicest people on the planet, beautiful landscapes, and a culture that blends Chinese, Japanese, and indigenous influences in this really unique way. Taipei is an amazing city. The night markets are legendary. Shilin, Raohe, Ningxia. You could spend a week just eating your way through different night markets, and you'd still want more time. The temples are beautiful, the public transportation is clean and efficient, and there's this cool mix of modern skyscrapers and traditional neighborhoods. But don't just stay in Taipei. The east coast of Taiwan is stunning and totally different from the rest of the island. Hualien and Taitung have these dramatic coastal cliffs, hot springs, and indigenous culture that's really welcoming to visitors. Taroko Gorge is one of the most beautiful natural wonders in Asia. Marble cliffs, turquoise rivers, hiking trails that take you through tunnels carved into the rock. And then you've got the Central Mountains where you can hike up Yushan, the tallest peak in Northeast Asia, or visit Sun Moon Lake, which is surrounded by tea plantations and Aboriginal villages. Taiwan is also incredibly LGBTQ friendly. The healthcare system is world-class in case anything happens, and it's safe in a way that lets you actually relax and enjoy your trip. The government is pushing tourism hard for 2026 with new visa programs and better infrastructure. This is the year to go. Number 6, Egypt. I know Egypt has always been popular, but hear me out. For a while there, tourism really dropped off because of instability and safety concerns. But things have changed. The government has invested billions in new museums, restored ancient sites, and improved security. And now, 2026 is shaping up to be the year Egypt makes its big comeback. Obviously, you've got the pyramids and the Sphinx. And yes, they're touristy. But they're touristy for a reason. Standing in front of the Great Pyramid is one of those moments where you realize how insane it is that humans built this thing thousands of years ago. Go early in the morning before the crowds and the heat, and it's actually a spiritual experience. But Egypt is so much more than Cairo. Luxor is basically an open-air museum. The Valley of the Kings, Karnak Temple, Luxor Temple. You could spend days just exploring ancient tombs and temples. Then you've got Aswan in the south, which is more relaxed and has this beautiful Nubian culture. You can take a felucca sailboat on the Nile, visit Abu Simbel, or just wander through the souks. And if you want beaches, the Red Sea coast has some of the best diving and snorkeling in the world. Dahab and Marsa Alam are way less crowded than Sharm el-Sheikh, and the coral reefs are incredible. Egypt in 2026 is going to be more accessible than ever. They're opening new airports, improving roads, and making it easier for tourists to get around safely. If you've been putting off Egypt because you thought it was too complicated or sketchy, now's the time to reconsider. Number 5, Portugal. Yes, Lisbon and Porto are already popular, but Portugal as a whole is still underrated compared to Spain, Italy, or France. And in 2026, more people are going to realize that Portugal offers everything those countries do, but with better weather, lower prices, and fewer crowds. At least for now, Lisbon is one of the most beautiful cities in Europe. The tile work, the hills, the trams, the food. You can spend days just wandering through neighborhoods like Alfama and Barro Alto, and the day trips from Lisbon are incredible. Sintra looks like a fairy tale. Cascais is a beach town that's perfect for a relaxed afternoon, and you can visit the westernmost point of continental Europe at Cabo de Roca. Porto is famous for port wine, obviously, but it's also just a gorgeous city with this amazing riverfront, historic buildings, and food that'll ruin you for other European cities. The Douro Valley nearby is one of the most beautiful wine regions in the world. But here's where Portugal really shines. The Algarve in the south has some of the best beaches in Europe. Golden cliffs, hidden caves, clear blue water, and towns like Lagos and Tavira have that perfect mix of history and beach vibes. Then you've got the Azores, which are these volcanic islands in the middle of the Atlantic that look like a mix between Hawaii and Ireland. Hiking, hot springs, whale watching, and landscapes that don't look real. Portugal is also one of the safest countries in the world. The people are incredibly friendly, and English is widely spoken. It's an easy trip that doesn't feel easy or boring. And with new flight routes opening up for 2026, it's about to get a lot more popular. Number 4, Japan. Okay, Japan has been trending for years, but 2026 is different. The yen is still relatively weak, which makes it more affordable than it's been in decades. Tourism infrastructure has recovered from the pandemic and is better than ever. And Japan is one of those places where no matter how many times you go, you keep finding new things. Tokyo is overwhelming in the best way. You could spend a month there and still not see everything. Shibuya, Shinjuku, Harajuku, the neon lights, the food, the fashion, the arcades. It's sensory overload. But then you've got neighborhoods like Yanaka that feel like old Tokyo, with narrow streets, traditional shops, and temples that aren't swarmed with tourists. Kyoto is the cultural heart of Japan. Temples, gardens, geishas, traditional tea houses. It's beautiful, but it can be crowded. The move is to wake up early and visit places like Fushimi Inari before everyone else shows up. Or go to less famous temples that are just as stunning but without the crowds. Osaka is where you go for food. Takoyaki, okonomiyaki, kushikatsu. The street food scene is unmatched, and the nightlife is way more relaxed and fun than Tokyo. Then you've got places like Hiroshima, which has this heavy history but also incredible food, and the nearby island of Miyajima with its floating torii gate. Or Hokkaido in the north, which has some of the best skiing in the world, hot springs and seafood that'll change your life. Japan is also incredibly easy to travel. The trains are fast and on time, everything is clean, and people go out of their way to help even if there's a language barrier. For 2026, Japan is offering new visa-free programs for more countries and promoting lesser-known regions. If you've been thinking about going, this is your year. Number 3, Morocco. Morocco feels like stepping into another world. The colors, the sounds, the smells. It's intense and chaotic and absolutely incredible. Marrakesh is the city everyone starts with. The Medina is a maze of souks where you can buy everything from spices to leather bags to handmade rugs. Jama El Fna Square at night is this wild mix of food stalls, snake charmers, musicians, and storytellers. It's a lot, but in a good way. Stay in a riad, which is a traditional Moroccan house with a courtyard, and you'll have a peaceful escape from the madness outside. But Morocco is way more than Marrakesh. Fes is older and even more authentic. The Medina there is the largest car-free urban area in the world. You'll get lost, but that's part of the experience. The tanneries, where they still dye leather by hand using methods from the Middle Ages, are equal parts fascinating and disgusting. Chefchaouen is the blue city in the mountains. Every building is painted blue, and it's one of the most photogenic places on Earth. It's also way more relaxed than the bigger cities. Then you've got the Sahara. You can take a camel trek into the desert, sleep in a Berber camp under the stars, and watch the sunrise over sand dunes that seem endless. The Atlantic coast has cities like Essaouira, which is this laid-back beach town with great seafood and windsurfing. And the Atlas Mountains are perfect for hiking, with Berber villages where you can stay with local families and experience traditional mountain life. Morocco is investing heavily in high-speed rail and new tourism infrastructure for 2026. It's going to be more accessible, but it's still going to feel wild and exotic. Go before it gets too polished. Number 2, Vietnam. Vietnam has been popular with backpackers for years, but it's finally breaking into the mainstream. And it should. This country has everything. Incredible food, beautiful landscapes, rich history, and some of the best value for money anywhere in the world. Hanoi is hectic. Motorbikes everywhere, street food on every corner, lakes and temples mixed in with French colonial architecture. It's not pretty in a postcard way, but it's real and alive. Ha Long Bay is one of those places that looks fake because the limestone karsts rising out of the water are so dramatic. Yes, it's touristy, but you can do it right by booking a smaller boat or going to less crowded areas like Lan Ha Bay. Hoi An is probably the most charming town in Southeast Asia. Lanterns everywhere, tailor shops where you can get custom clothes made for cheap, and food that'll make you want to move there. The old town is UNESCO protected and it feels like stepping back in time. Ho Chi Minh City in the south is the opposite of Hanoi. More modern, more chaotic, more intense. The War Remnants Museum is heavy but important, and the food scene is incredible. Then you've got the Mekong Delta, where you can take boat trips through floating markets and villages built on stilts. Or Phang Nga for some of the most impressive caves in the world. Sun Dung is the largest cave on Earth, and you can actually tour it if you're up for the adventure. Vietnam is also rolling out better trains and highways for 2026, making it easier to travel between cities. The food alone is worth the trip, but everything else is just a bonus. And here's number 1, the destination that's going to absolutely dominate 2026. Saudi Arabia. I know what you're thinking. Saudi Arabia? For tourism? But this is a massive shift. For decades, Saudi Arabia didn't allow tourist visas. It was basically impossible to visit unless you were there for work or religious pilgrimage. But in the last few years, they've opened up and they're going all in on tourism. And I'm not talking about Dubai-style over-the-top luxury, although they have that too. I'm talking about natural wonders and archaeological sites that most people don't even know exist. Alula is the big one. This is an ancient desert region with rock formations and tombs carved into cliffs that rival Petra. Hegra is Saudi Arabia's first UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it's basically Petra's sister city. Massive tombs carved into sandstone, some of them over 2,000 years old, sitting in the middle of the desert with almost no tourists around. It's surreal. Then you've got the Red Sea coast. Saudi Arabia is building entire resort towns focused on diving and beach tourism. The coral reefs here are pristine because they haven't been touched by mass tourism. The edge of the world near Riyadh is this dramatic cliff that drops off into an ancient ocean floor. You can camp out there and watch the sunset over what feels like the end of the earth. Jeddah is the cultural hub, with a historic old town, a waterfront that's being completely redeveloped, and an art scene that's exploding. Saudi Arabia is pouring billions into Vision 2030, which is their plan to diversify away from oil, and tourism is a huge part of that. They're building new airports, luxury hotels, adventure tourism experiences. They're making it easy to get visas, and they're promoting the country as a destination for history, nature, and culture, not just business. The thing is, Saudi Arabia in 2026 is going to be what Dubai was in the early 2000s, a place that's transforming fast, investing heavily, and offering experiences you can't get anywhere else. If you go now, you'll be ahead of the curve. In 5 years, everyone will be talking about it. So there you have it. 10 destinations that are going to blow up in 2026. Some of them you've probably heard of but haven't seriously considered. Others are completely off your radar, but all of them have that perfect combination of being accessible, affordable, and still authentic enough that you feel like you're discovering something real. The key is timing. These places won't stay under the radar forever. Once the influencers show up, once the budget airlines add more routes, once the big hotel chains move in, everything changes. Prices go up, crowds multiply, and that feeling of discovery disappears. So if any of these destinations caught your attention, start planning now. Book your flights, do your research, figure out the logistics. Because the best time to visit these places is right before everyone else figures out how amazing they are. And that time is 2026. Subscribe for more travel tips you won't find anywhere else.